It's a fantastic fall day here at Table Rock Lake. I wanted you guys just to have a little glimpse. I don't hardly ever show you all our view of the lake. So anyway, but it's typewriter time. We're going to take a look at a Underwood Universal today. So let's go inside and do some typing. Hey y'all, Laura here. This is a 1951 Smith Corona Sterling, and this is a tutorial video. I don't know if it's probably been a while since I've done one like this, so I decided it was time to redo one. And this one is the original green two-tone keys there, you can see. And this one works really, really well. Here's the type sheet, because some of you like to see the font. So that is a Pica, and which is a 10 characters per inch. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at how to use a Smith Corona Sterling early 50s. If yours isn't exactly a 1951, it's okay. It's going to operate the same. So this should still be helpful for you. All right, let's start with the back, and I'm going to lift it up. And I'm really close to the camera right now. Hopefully I won't bang it. So back here is your tab stops. And they come with 6, and I think, yeah, this one has all 6. And though there's a metal bar in here that has grooves in it, and what you do is, I call them stops, or keys. And so you take them out, and then you just slide them into whichever groove that you would like. And some people, sorry, my hand is in the way, but it just is. Okay, so some people like them right on the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Just put them wherever you want, and then just fold the top back where it belongs. Back here is your paper holder. You've got your margins, press and drag, all right? And here is your platen. This one in particular is pretty hard, and what you want to do, so like this is the sheet I typed on. I typed on a single sheet, but if you turn it over, you'll see that there's really no indentations. There's a little bit, just the smallest one where the period is, which is super, super common. Now, if there's a whole bunch, then you know that the platen really is getting hard. But once you do start to see this, then, and a lot of people do it anyway, type with 2 sheets of paper together just to kind of help protect that platen. All right, and this is the carriage here. We'll move the carriage over, and I'm gonna open up the top. And inside you'll see the escapement and your type bars. This is your ribbon spools for those of you who are new. And if you've just found one, you know, pause this video and go grab it and follow along. For those of you who just like to see cool typewriters, thanks for bearing with me. Be sure to like my videos and follow that. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us tremendously. So I appreciate it. And comment below if you've got a Sterling, what year, because the Sterling ranges from the 30s, you know, all the way up to the 60s, I think. Anyway, there's a lot of different types of Sterlings out there. Some are the flat tops that are the black gloss. This is a very common, and then you start getting into the more modern styles. So, they're wonderful typewriters. Really, you just can't go wrong with them if they've been maintained well. And if you need to find a typewriter repair person in your area, you can start with our tiny little directory. The link is below. But really, a search, especially on like Instagram, you're going to find somebody in your area probably. Okay, so to move the carriage, there's a carriage lever right here. It's like a curved metal piece, and it doesn't matter which one. You just pull it in, and it's going to pull it over to the left. That's where the tension is. And if your carriage isn't working, that means if it's really, really like loose, that means the drawband is broken and you definitely need a repair person. On the right side is your paper release. So when you load your paper, you just set it right here, turn the handle. This is going to be super, super duper crooked. So to straighten it out, pull forward your paper release, straighten that out, re-engage it. Make sure the paper's under your metal paper bail bar there. Over here is your line selector. So when you hit your return handle, right now it's going 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. So this reminds me of a really good, if you're new to typewriters, don't be afraid to hit the return handle. So like when I have younger people come over and they try to hit return, they just do this and they're like, because they're afraid of it, but you got to kind of push and get it to go so it comes back to your left margin. And so it will only go to where you have your margins set, okay? So don't be afraid. I mean, obviously don't, but don't be too gentle on it either because you're not going to go anywhere. Okay, so then on the left side, there's a little knob inside the handle. It's not over here on the right side. You'll feel it's like smooth. And on the left, there's a little knob in here. If you pull that out, it's like a variable spacing. You see that? So, you know, that's perfect if you have like lined paper and it's not lining up just right. You know, then pull that out, line it up a bit, where exactly where you want it, and then re-engage. Oh, let's go back to the ribbon. Let's open it up. Here's your ribbon. This uses a universal ribbon, very common. Again, just go to our shop. You can find a universal ribbon for your Smith Corona Sterling in there. It's a standard universal ribbon, and you can get different colors on different places. We just stick with the traditional black, red. So when you're threading it, black is on top, red is on bottom. And it's messy, so you might want gloves or a wet cloth nearby to kind of wipe things down in your hands. When you thread it, make sure the ribbon goes over the top and around this way. Again, over the top and around. And then there's guide wires coming out of the little spool holders here. Make sure you thread it in there. And then the best thing I can tell you, instead of trying to show you, because they're all different, all the models are different, is kind of get a good idea, maybe take a screenshot or something of this area. And there's little slits within these metal pieces, and you're just going to have to, you know, slide the ribbon in through until it looks like this, and that'll work. Now down here, you have these little tiny letters stamped into this metal, and it's an H. 65432L. This is your tension selector for your type bars. So there's 2 ways to control how hard your type bars strike the paper. One is manually through your fingers. My husband has a very heavy hand. It's like bam, bam. Mine is a very light touch. The other way is to also adjust it here, and it's a very slight adjustment on these. So just work with it until it has the right feel for you. All right, so then down here we've got our color selector. We've got the red. There's a white dot, which you don't want. I'll explain in a second. And there's a blue dot, which actually means black. So the white is stencil selector, and that comes in really handy. Let's say if you happen to find some correction tape, you know, and you mistype something, then you put I mean, you don't even need to use it for stencil. Actually, just keep it on what it is. But if you want to put on stencil selection and just hit your letter again, it'll white it out without using ink. But you should never use that white one unless you really know what to do with a stencil setting. So 2 things, if your typewriter is not typing properly, there's 2 things to check. One, make sure it's not on the white because it's not going to type. Because what happens is this ribbon vibrator, whatever that's called, doesn't lift on that. So make sure it's firmly on the black or the red. The second thing, if your typewriter is not typing right, reverse the direction of your ribbon, or make sure it hasn't, there isn't any issues with your ribbon. And so once you do that, that should solve majority of your problems. So right now it's going this way, reverse, and goes this way. So some people ask, well, does this typewriter do auto reverse? The typewriter has nothing to do with the typewriters, and it has everything to do with the ribbon. And so our ribbons do not have a grommet on them. So if you want an auto reversal ribbon, you need to look for a ribbon that has like this little metal grommet at the very end of the spool of the ribbon on the spool. Sometimes it's like a little metal tab that'll click and auto reverse. But we do not carry those. We don't have grommets on our spools. So, okay, down here, you'll see tabs, which I've already shown you. The margin release is for, let's see, where am I at? Let's go here. So when you get to, the bell went off saying, hey, you're really close to your margin to the, now it's going to stop because the typewriter's like, hey, you set the margin. I'm not going to let you go any further. But I want to finish my word. I need 2 more letters. So I'm going to hit margin release, which is MR. Finish my word, hit the return handle. Okay, and then you can continue on. You've got your shift lock right here, and the arrow is your backspace, which is counterintuitive to me. I see an arrow pointing this way, but I'm watching my paper go that way, or I'm watching my indicator, you know, and letters move that way. It's really, the carriage is moving that way, but my brain is going this way. So it does not erase. You just kind of, let's say you typed a C and you wanted a G, I just type over that. But if you really mess up, then you just kind of X through and retype. No shame in that. Everybody does it, even Tom Hanks. So that is how to use a Smith Corona Sterling from the early 50s. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate the typewriter community. You all have a blessed day.